Baylor with you here, the WNBA on CBS Sports. Second half underway, 58-26, big advantage for the Lynx over the Sparks. Their second meeting of the season. And Alana Smith starting this second half after she exited, went to the locker room briefly with about 3 minutes left in the first half. Was kind of grasping that left ankle area, but now starts here the second half here for the Lynx. Her scoring, obviously, you had talked about her shot block capability within the last 3 years.
It really has. She's done so much. She's really become more of a 3-and-D player. And she's developed a lot under Cheryl Reeve's system. I do. I think her system is really conducive for her.
Carlton breaks up the pass. The attempted baseball pass, it gives it up to Courtney Williams. Can't get the bounce.
And that nearly fell for Williams. And you don't want to foul her on to get opportunities at the other end. That's the aggressiveness that you want to see if you're Cheryl Reeve.
Williams now with 16 points. Now that's the most that she has in the last 4 years that she's averaged when she was an all-star back in 2021.
What's interesting about Williams, she reconfigures her game, and her level of athleticism, of course, suggested when she came in the league that she was just only going to get better.
You know, last year with the pickup of Courtney Williams, Cheryl Reeve had said, hey, we needed a third scorer. We thought Courtney Williams could be exactly that for us. Jackson getting tied up. And we got a whistle. Aiden has come right here from the free throw line.
There's been a lot of changes with this Sparks team.
At San Antonio franchise, and then they relocated to Las Vegas. So this is the first time she hasn't played with that franchise, and she draws the foul there with a big trade that happened in February for Los Angeles to pick her up.
A blockbuster trade, I think you could call that, because Lynn Roberts said that she targeted her Utah, and then she had to coach against her in the Pac-12, very familiar with her game.
And the third personal foul for Courtney Williams.
Yeah, Lisa, we spoke to Coach earlier from Vegas, where she may have been the second or third option, but now she's the head of the stake, and what Coach told us, she's now learning that. But she's come in, and she wants to be Coach Yard. She asks her, enforcer, and the chemistry is building with this group. She's coming in as that veteran and looking to lead this team, so we're seeing some of that this year.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon. I mean, with the Sparks, it's really an incomplete resume. You know, when you're not without Odyssey Sims here today, we've mentioned no Ray Burrell. She only played 40 seconds of the season. We still haven't seen Cameron Brink, still coming back from a knee injury, and Julie Alamond is playing for the Belgian national team in Eurobasket. And so they have not even been close to seeing some of their key pieces in a full roster here this year to build the chemistry as Collier gets another bucket. She is approached, got 28 here today.
She certainly could roll past that with how she's been playing here. She's getting whatever she wants.
Hamby trying to establish position, and the foul to many ways too. She sees the beauty of her game as Hamby gets the two.
She knows how to seal really, really well, and then her teammates get her the basketball.
Dearica Hamby now with 6 points. Jackson and Plum, the leading scorers on the Spark side with 8 points. Smith can't get the lay-in on the right side. Plum, you can see her different speeds that she can attack you with.
Right away, and you try to win 2 minutes, try to win those minutes, right? And then the next 2, and then the next 2, and you kind of chip away. You just got to play your game, and Plum's got to do a little more of that.
She loves that spot. The three-pointer, it's her second one, 11 points. She was 1 for 8 from the field in the first half, but she can heat up quickly. And meanwhile, Kayla McBride is 0 for 5 from 3.
I mean, Plum she became unguardable in Vegas, and like we've been talking about, she is the #1 here, and it is hard. These teams are going to go after her every single game.
Carlton, beautiful pass, post-pass entry for Collier, who finishes it off, and she's got a 30-point game today.
14 from the floor right now.
From CBS this fall. Jackson was whistled for the foul. Collier now with
and that's Fleetly from LA. I mean, you can't get comfortable with Collier. She doesn't let you get comfortable with all the moves she's got.
A traveling violation. We'll head back the other way.
Through it, and Collier just wide open. Nice back screen, though. They're looking to constantly move on the offensive end.
Mid-range jumper for McBride, who's done all her scoring from two-point territory. A couple of buckets for 4 points. And so she's 0 for 5 from 3. She's had 63 straight games with a three-pointer as Jackson finger roll finishes it for 10 points. Here's Heidemann, quick crossover, looks it off. McBride, triple try, still can't get it.
And her being 0 for 6 is definitely not like her. She's converted, I think, a 3 in
Coaches here this year.
She's really done well with that, and it shows what kind of relationship she's able to maintain throughout her career, throughout the course of a career with players and former players.
Added associate head coach Eric Thibault to the staff this year as well. And Plum now is talking. When she starts shaking her head and jawing like that, you know it could be trouble for the opponent.
Yeah, exactly. I think she's starting to feel like ants in the pants kind of thing. Like, I need to get going here.
She's already surpassed her first half total. 8 points here in the third quarter as Carlton responds with an answer.
That's been the problem, though. LA cannot get a stop either.
Well, Plum back-to-back buckets now, 16 points. She's got 10 in the quarter with 4 and some change left to play in the third. Collier trying to post up in the mid-post. There's Plum who comes over immediately with the double team and the foul.
When you get her going, it's tough to stop her.
One and done opportunity there for the Lynx on that offensive possession. Jackson doesn't waste any time, and she's John to the crowd. 13 points, her third three-point make.
Jackson's very extended the floor. That has been a struggle, too, for LA.
Heidemann, cross-court pass, catch and shoot for Timon Miller, who drains the three-pointer.
Getting in the mix. She missed like 14 games with that right knee and an injury last year.
Well, she's playing the fewest amount of minutes in her short WNBA career here so far. A cutting cannon for the reverse.
Oh, and that's what Coach Reed told us, is really they go 8 deep, and most teams do, and then you've got to develop your bench. Hope they continue to come along in the coming years.
Oh, Jackson gets pushed out of the way by
Statement about how talented she is, and she said that she just had so much fun the other night because she was just coming to do my job, she said, and I feel like my teammates were just finding me, and it's fun to play like that.
Yeah, totally. She was drafted 4th last year to LA. The same class, of course, as Cameron Brink, Caitlin Clark, and Angel Reese. What a sophomore class that is.
We can't wait to eventually see Cameron Brink. No word on her return yet. They're still looking at her, making sure she's perfect to go.
Collier, as Sparks were calling for a walking violation. Roy go here on the timer. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Heidemann over to Miller. Good pump fake from the corner. Can't get it. Barker, what a move. Step through and finishes with the reverse.
Yeah, pretty move from Barker. I mean, she's getting the minutes. She's getting the opportunity here to get some burn under her belt.
The Sparks have found a spark here in the third quarter. And Collier, a blocking foul against Jackson. She can't believe it. 3 personal fouls against Jackson. And that will be a challenge, a coach's challenge by, how about the Sparks? They scored 26 points in the first half total. They've got 23 right now in the third quarter.
They've made a little comeback here. You and I talked about what to do. It's all about increments. Well, they're doing this incrementally, and that's what I mean. You chip away. You just win the quarter, win the minutes, win the 2 minutes. I think they're moving the ball a lot more, and they're in attack mode. They're getting to the rim. They're getting to the free throw line a little bit more. That's what they're good at. And I like how Kelsey Plum has also been more assertive.
Yeah, when you can get the league's second leading scorer, Collier challenging Collier, who wins that battle. swats it away from Plum. Peely diving on the floor. Heidemann over to McBride. Peely offensive rebound and put back for two.
Peely, the fan favorite, wherever she goes. That was great hustle around there. Between Peely, Collier, and then Williams, Heidemann, what passing.
Here's Barker looking to penetrate against Miller. Drops the pass off to Emma Cannon. Driving baseline swing. Gave that hug. And the Lynx got the win over the Sparks in Los Angeles. And they meet again.
He's coaching against her, but maybe a little weird at first.
A lot of games in a short amount of time. Not as spread out as the college schedule.
Yeah, at 1.7 games in 15 days to open the season, and she said there's no time to really regroup and watch a lot of game film and all that. Nice play.
Heidemann gets it right back. The give.
Gas.
Plum from the elbow. 4 of 12 shooting for Kelsey Plum. Miller kicks it out. Samuelson tries to put it up. That'll be the final shot of the third quarter. A 78 to 50.
I have a feeling this could be the year, Lisa. We see that happen.
Backdoor cut for Hamby. First possession is good there for the Los Angeles Sparks to open up the fourth quarter. The third, where they outscored Minnesota 25-20 in the third quarter.
And Coach Reeves got some of her starters here on the bench, actually all of them.
And it'll be a look for Miller. Yeah, that's a good call. Kornikova with the putback, and now she has a couple of buckets here today.
Here to show everybody what she can do. So a lot of players here getting an opportunity for the Lynx.
Count the bucket for Hamby. Check that for Jackson. Is a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. I always like to pause before I say that.
Yes.
To let them shoot the free throw.
I think they would appreciate that, Lisa.
Although I just don't believe in the broadcaster's jinx.
I don't either. We're the two rarities that probably don't believe in it.
To open up the fourth. Jackson. A quick three-pointer. That one time. At the beginning of the year, Minnesota was kind of shifting through its roster. Kayla McBride hadn't yet played for the team in the first 4 games. Here's Peely trying to go to work. The up fake once, twice, 3 times, and it results in a bucket.
And Peely's up her sleeve and in her repertoire. I mean, those are some things that we saw her do throughout her college career. And she split her career between, and I think that was something that was clear throughout her career.
Let's take a look at the upcoming WNBA national team. Return is expected on ABC, then tomorrow on CBS, Chicago, Connecticut, Atlanta, Washington. For more on these games, to see how long Cheryl Reeve goes with the reserves here in the fourth quarter, there's Heidemann with the lefty finish.
And Heidemann is like having a starter on the floor with the way that she is and her experience.
Plum hesitation in amongst the trees. The kick out to Cannon, left all alone from the corner.
A nice ball movement there from the spot. I think Cheryl Reeves wanting to put those starters back in here.
Yeah, Collier's there.
Enough, huh?
McBride, here come all 5 of them now are walking over to the scorer's table. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Miller to Peely. Pump fake. Yeah, Alyssa Peely going to work. 8 points. It's her former head coach, college coach on the sideline. A beautiful pass, Miller to Kornikova. And that forces a timeout on Los Angeles. Baylor on the sideline for us here today. 6 seconds coming out of this timeout. Nafisa Collier, actually the only starter coming out of that timeout, playing here for the Lynx. So there was a change of direction there in the huddle. Cannon, a three-point attempt, falls from the corner.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that we're all waiting, and I was about to say, I don't know if I would do that, because is it worth the risk to put them all in when you're up this big? But instead she decided against it, put in Kier, left everybody else in there.
Yeah, Kier, a little chest bump, can't get the attempt to fall. Yeah, that's interesting. Literally all 5 starters were waiting at the scores table before we took a break. And Nafisa Kier, the only one coming out to play with these 4 receivers. But they will have no more challenges left. Minnesota still has its challenge to use if it wants to use it. And a foul call on the shot by King. Diamond Miller, her college basketball, 4 years at Pittsburgh, and she was a graduate transfer at Notre Dame. And in and out on the second attempt, but into the hands of Hamby, who tosses it away to Heidemann. Splits the difference. Atisha Heidemann blows the lane.
That's not when you see off this transition like that off of the turnovers. The live ball turnovers.
Plum trying to work her way to find some daylight off the glass using her strong hand, that left hand.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. I mean, a really good job just maintaining the basket.
She's got 18 points, has not shot the ball well, in particular in the first half, much better in the second half.
But to her today at all.
Collier picks up her 3rd personal, so the Sparks with an opportunity here. Less than 5 minutes left to play in this one. Largest lead has been 35 here for the Lynx. Klundikova got a piece. And 9 block shot, 2020 to 2024. Plum the hesitation and draws the foul inside. And Plum makes good on the first. The leading candidate for this year's MVP award was runner-up last year to Asia Wilson. This is a Lynx team. The core is in place from the WNBA runners-up from last year. They fell to the New York Liberty.
It's probably safe to say it's a revenge tour for them. I mean, they were so close. Going all the way to 5.
Samuelson dribbles out of trouble. Klundikova draws the distancy. She said it's not necessarily, you know, we have a different identity or strength here.
Exactly, and I think that's what's really good about this group. And you know, she mentioned that they don't get flustered and they just quote figure it out. And she has that little terminology, especially with Nafisa Kier, where they've got that rapport, where they trust one another so much. But she always says, "Coach, I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out." And this is a team that does that if they need to solve something. And it's kind of like what my dad, who coached me, always said, find a way. You'd complain about something, but he would always say to find a way.
Klundikova attempts it to herself. She's showing some things here today.
She's shown her prowess underneath, and that length has given the Sparks some trouble.
Points in 10 minutes of play. Plum.
And also during the game here, I mean, listen, you don't want to be down, but she's got a good attitude about everything.
The Sparks are outscoring the Lynx this half, 45 to 33, make it 47 to 33. They're not going away.
They're continuing to fight, and I think that's a really good sign for Lynn Roberts that whoever's on the floor, they're fighting.
How about that? Friendly home court rims for Kosu, the second youngest player. She's 19 years old. Kosu's 20.
The baby face.
And Plum is out of the game, so is Hamby here for the Sparks. And there's Stevens. who for her has had a quiet day.
A game where they played these guys the first time around. She had 21 points in that game in May.
Kundakova, another bucket. Quarter.
And that's always a really awesome thing. If you're on the bench, you get a chance to really show what you're able to do, to give yourself more credibility to play more minutes.
Kundakova, a perfect 5 for 5 here from the field. Up on Tuesday to wrap up their Commissioner Cup schedule. Sanaya Fagan, a battle for it and a jump. Kosu, another opportunity, what a move, and a fist pump. Bench loves it.
Yeah, really nice right there.
99 points the Lynx have put up. Strong take and finish there by Shea Petty. You're just joining us, Shea Petty. Sims for the first time this season, out for personal reasons. The Sparks found that out yesterday. So they picked up Petty, who landed from Houston at 12:45 in the morning. And
she's playing. She's getting in minutes here.
And Heidemann gets the bounce. Natisha Heidemann, 14 points. Points in the paint have been strong for the Lynx. 50 that they poured in. That was a weakness in that loss to Seattle a couple days ago. And bench points all
in that run where you just rely on the perimeter shooting, but they've got such great interior presence. They've got to remember that balance. You see why.
The first time the Lynx have reached the century mark here today. They poured in a season high 101 points against an undermanned Sparks team, not without 4 really key players for them here today. It'll be Sparks
right here near the end in the second half.
A season high